For the Conference USA Football Championship, we're seeing a rematch. It's going to be the Kennesaw State Owls, the only Owls team I know that's not in the AAC, who is not used to having winning seasons, is going to be facing off against the Jacksonville State Gamecocks. Now, this is a rematch, and it's going to be Jacksonville State, even though Kennesaw State's got a better record. Kennesaw State is 9-3. Jack State is 8-4. These two teams have faced off against each other, with Jack State beating Kennesaw State 35-26. So it was a close one. And it was at home. Now, Jack State beat UC, got beat by UCF, got beat by Georgia Southern, got beat by Southern Miss, and got beat by Florida International. They beat Western Kentucky, which has been having a down year. Kennesaw State, UTEP, Middle Tennessee. Well, everybody's beating Middle Tennessee. Delaware, Sam Houston, and I think everybody's beating them too. Murray State and Liberty. Whereas Kennesaw State only been beaten by Wake Forest, Indiana, and Jack State. So they should technically be a better team. They had more problems with Liberty. They ended up going into double overtime in that game. Beat Missouri State, which has been a good team this year. Beat New Mexico State at New Mexico State. This has been a interesting year for Conference USA. Kennesaw State, technically by record and by them beating and who beat them, is a slightly better team. But Jack State is no slouch, and them being where they're at's no surprise. Jack State, under Charles Kelly, is carrying along an old family tradition of being a winning team. And this is a guy that Nick Saban, he was a coach under Nick Saban, under Deion Sanders. He was at Tennessee, special teams coach. This is a guy that was a defensive back at Auburn. He comes from an SEC background, but he's also been at Georgia Tech, been at Nicholls State. He's been a little bit all over the place, but Jacksonville State, he spent a lot of years at the start of his career. Jerry Mack is new to top level of football coaching, but this is G5, and he's taking Kennesaw State to a winning record. Now, he had a winning record plus 3 conference championships in the MEAC with North Carolina Central, and he turned Kennesaw State into a winner. I mean, Jerry Mack has done some amazing things. And here's another guy at Tennessee. He was at Rice, South Alabama, Memphis. He's not had as illustrious of a career, but he's proven to be a winner. So before I get into the introduction and into the stats of this game to show who could possibly win, hit like, hit subscribe if you like college football. If you like G5 football, because I cover a lot of that. If you like college sports, because I also do women's gymnastics. Do all that for me. It doesn't cost you anything, helps me out. And also, I have a link tree down below to links to my other things, and I have a Patreon there. Got to plug my Patreon. Now let's get into this game. Hey folks, before we get into this video, let me stress a few things. The team that makes the fewest mistakes will win. Play for and make the breaks. When one comes your way, score. These are the first 2 of General Robert Neyland's 7-game maxims. They're also, as been proven by folks that use these maxims in their life, some of whom went into combat in World War II, it can help you shape your life a little bit better. So, enjoy the sports on this channel, but also think about those 2 maxims. Now, let's get into this. Now, we're going to discuss Kennesaw State Owls, since they're the visiting team. Amari Odom's leading is QB1, 145 of 224, 64.7 completion rate, 2,139 yards through the air. Thrown 17 touchdowns, got 6 interceptions, been sacked 12 times. His backup, Dexter Williams, it's slightly worse, 67 of 125, 53.6%, 787 yards, thrown 6 touchdowns, thrown 3 interceptions, been sacked 5 times. So they got 24 touchdowns through the air, 9 interceptions, 17 sacks. Not bad numbers, not great. Now, on the rushing game, Coleman Bennett's got 131 rushes, 634 yards, 3 touchdowns. Chase Belcher, 90 carries, 417 yards, 2 touchdowns. Amari Odom, 97 for 379, 7 touchdowns. No real explosive plays. They got a few other guys that's got touchdowns in there. They got 19 touchdowns on the ground. This team does a little RPO in there with them having to rely on Amari Odom quite a bit. Now, catches, Gabriel Bernard's caught 54 balls, 877 yards, 54-yard long run, 9 touchdowns. Christian Moss, 38 catches, 602 yards, 70-yard long run, 2 touchdowns. Clayton Kopic, 23 catches, 283 yards, 55-yard long run, 5 touchdowns. Coleman Bennett, 19 for 271, 76-yard long run, 3 touchdowns. Got a few other guys got other. So that's their 24 through the air. Balanced offense. Their run game's not explosive, but their wide receiving room can be very explosive. Defensively, they got 29 sacks on opposed quarterbacks. Let me tell you something. That's doing some numbers right there. Their pass defense, 50 pass deflections, 7 interceptions. Hey, they know how to knock the ball out of the way, but they're not very good at catching it. Got 6 forced fumbles, 5 fumble recoveries. They're not very good at stripping the ball. That's something that needs to be taught there. Now, leading tackler, and this is kind of discouraged. He's got 120 tackles. It's a massive fall off after him, but he's got half a sack, 6 pass deflections, 1 interception, 1 forced fumble. Talon Christopher's got 67 tackles. See that drop off right there? That's not good. When you're having to rely on one guy that much, and their defense is hurting. They got linebackers and cornerbacks all up on the questionable and out list. Hobson's not one of them, no, neither is Christopher. So 67 tackles, 1.5 sacks, 2 pass deflections, 1 interception, 1 forced fumble. Isaac Paul, 51 tackles, 3 pass deflections, 1 interception. Their guys are doing the work. They are. They could be better, and they're way too reliant on Hobson, but they've got other guys that are following him up. Penalty-wise, you're looking at 92 penalties, 824 yards for the year, 68 yards a game. Not very disciplined. You know, their offensive line is really good. I don't know why their run game is this bad. Their run game is completely horrible, unless they're just trying to use ball control. Now, their wide receivers, on the other hand, can be explosive, know what they're doing, primarily Gabriel Bernard. But I'm looking at this and I'm going, you know, it's got a lot of flaws to it, but a lot of good. But on defense, they got to strip the ball more often. They've got to catch, instead of deflecting passes, they need to catch them a little bit more often. But they're getting to the opposing quarterback, which is really good. This is a good, strong, solid team. Just, you know, they've even got some numbers that match Power 4 teams. Now, when it comes to the Jacksonville Gamecocks, they got a few key injuries, but for the most part, they're healthy, but they've still got them. Nice end of the year. Now, QB1 is Caden Creel, 104 of 170, 61.2% completion rate, 1,245 yards, thrown 8 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, been sacked 11 times. Probably could be better than that. You look at his backup, Gavin Wimsatt, 63 of 111, 56.8 completion rate, 731 yards, got 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, been sacked 5 times. So they got 12 touchdowns through the air, 5 interceptions, 16 sacks. The offensive line isn't as good, but it's still pretty darn good. They've just not got much of a game through the air. And they're balancing it out here. Now, rushing, Cam Cook, 277 carries, 1,588 yards, 73-yard long run, 15 touchdowns. Caden Creel, 151 for 973, got 73-yard run, 6 touchdowns. Gavin Wimsatt, 51 for 255, 44-yard long run, 4 touchdowns. We also got Andrew Paul, he's got 24 rushes, 107 yards, 2 touchdowns. Got a few other guys got 1 touchdown. They got 29 touchdowns on the ground. So they're doing a ground and pound kind of situation here and doing it really good. You know, this is why Caden Creel got a little banged up earlier. Now, when it comes to their wide receiving room, DeAndre Johnson, 20 catches, 564 yards, 77-yard long run, 6 touchdowns. Brock Reitsteiner, who might not be in this game, by the way. He's on the injury report, questionable. 33 of 356, 4 touchdowns. Pearson Baldwin, 25 catches, 292, 2 touchdowns. So that's their 12 through the air. They're not, their wide receiver room doesn't seem to be able to, their receiving core just does not seem to be able to get into the end zone. But they got a run game to offset that. Now, on defense, they got 21 sacks on opposing quarterbacks. That's not bad. Not as good as K-State, but still good numbers. 41 pass deflections, 12 interceptions. So they've got a really good pass defense, and one interception that got taken back for a touchdown. They got 11 forced fumbles, 9 fumble recoveries. That's decent numbers. You're looking at, they're also a balanced offense or defense when it comes to the players. Walker O'Stein, 69 tackles, 1 sack, 1 pass deflection, 3 interceptions, 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovery. Max Sanders, 66 tackles, 2 pass deflections, 1 forced fumble. Trevor Woods, who's a safety. Now, they're having to rely on their safeties entirely too much. If you listen to my channel, you know that's not a good sign, but hey, they have to do that in the group of 5. 63 tackles for him. 3 pass deflections, an interception, 3 forced fumbles. So they're doing the work. Now listen to this. Caleb Nix, a safety, 53 tackles, 2 pass deflections, 4 interceptions, 1 that he returned back for a score. He's got 191 yards from interceptions, 93-yard long run, 3 fumble recoveries, and he got an interception from one of those. So this is a man that Caleb Nix is doing a lot of work. This defense is doing a lot of work, and they're acting as a team. Now, on the penalty side, they're 70 for 71, 55 yards a game. Somewhat disciplined, but not entirely. You're taking a look at this team. A little bit more balanced, but they're run focused. They're having, if you shut down their run game, they ain't going to be able to do a whole lot. Defensively, hey, this is a good defense right here. And they're a team. They're not relying on one player more than the other. Just, this is why that they got into the championship game. I'm looking at this game. I am seeing that Jack State has a defense that is working as a team. Jack State has some weaknesses on their offense. They really do. They have a lot of weaknesses on their offense, but they've been winning. They've been scoring, especially when it comes to the run. K-State, a little bit more balanced, but at the same time, not as dynamic. But they're getting the job done, but they've got a lot of injuries on their defense. Even though this defense has done a lot of work and is really good, but they're not as good as stripping the ball, but they can get to the opposing quarterback. They can stop a pass game. I'm looking at this and I'm thinking Jack State should win this one. It'll be close. I think it'll be another close one. I think it's going to be something that will be well worth watching. I think both these teams, but Jack State has home field advantage. They're currently sitting, well, over under on this is 58.5. They don't say who's going, the bettors aren't saying who's going to win it. It's too close. I'm thinking it's going to be Jack State because of home field advantage, better defense, and less injuries. I really do. But Kennesaw State's not that bad either. Kennesaw State's got, them getting into this game. Hey, what these two coaches have done is really good. Jerry Mack has done an amazing job at Kennesaw State. So has Charles Kelly. But I honestly think this is going to be home field on this one. This has been Paul with Redneck Sports. Y'all have a good day now. Bye. I hope that you liked the video. I really do. Hit like and subscribe for me because I'm going to come out with far more videos and you get all kinds of chance. Also, don't forget, my link tree is down below. You can get to my Patreon that way or go to my other stuff. This has been Paul. Have a good day.